Select. Let's go ahead and jump into game, guys, as the game has already loaded up. Match number 2, Select versus Revival, Belshir Vestige. In the top left-hand corner, as the blue Terran, it is Dignitas Select. His opponent, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, is Evil Genius's Revival. So as I said, this is definitely a map where I think Zerg is so underpowered.
Yeah, I think it's a tough map for Zerg. Mostly because when you get to the stage where you're taking a 4th base, it's very easy for Terran to put a lot of pressure in that 4th base and just do that never-ending mine and bio push. And on this map, it's tougher to defend than on a lot of maps.
In StarCraft Brood War, we always saw different maps where, you know, Terran or Protoss or Zerg were underpowered, right? We always, okay, I should not use underpowered. I should say bad for whatever the metagame currently was, right? So nowadays, it's Zergling, Baneling, Muta. That's what you do. And in general, it's hard to pull that off on Belshir Vestige. Do you ever think, like, the Zergs just need to switch over a bit, and they just need to just completely forego, like, Zergling, Baneling, Muta, maybe go back to Infestors or something?
Well, it's tough. I don't know if Infestors is the solution. I think Infestors, you just have even more trouble dealing with bio pushes than with Mutalisk.
I just feel like overall, like, we saw such dynamic strategies back in not Wings of Liberty, but StarCraft Brood War, and I feel like the player pool has kind of standardized out to the same thing over and over and over again on every map. I don't know if that's necessarily the maps or whether it's just the players not looking to push the envelope a little bit more. I'm just bringing it up, just shedding some light. Really unfortunate build coming down here for Revival. He's gone for the 16 extractor, 17 spawning pool with a 15 hatch opening against a proxy 2-Rax that is, I would say like a 99% def win.
Oh, and he doesn't see this bunker being constructed either, I don't believe. So, this would be tough for him. Once that first bunker is up, it'll be so easy for Select to use that as a staging point and just construct additional bunkers. And after that first bunker is up, it's going to be tough for Revival to do anything about it. Yeah, I think his best chance may to be to just bow 2 queens and stockpile as many Zerglings as he can until he's enough to maybe overrun the bunkers.
Revival still hasn't kind of seen what's going on now with all the SEVs and of course his hatchery being attacked. I think he'll know exactly what's going on. Marine's getting into place. Queen on the way out right now. And I think we can say Revival should just give up the hatchery every single time. Is that correct?
Yes, I think that in this case with that third bunker going up, he should. If there's 2 bunkers, you can often defend it. If you just save up a lot of lings, if you have about 16 or so, and then you pull a lot of drones.
Oh.
But in this position, he can do that full wall off, and then you have to give up the hatchery. But, I mean, I don't know what Revival can do from this position. I think he kind of has to take advantage of a mistake that Slick makes, because he's going for link speed, and I guess he can make a Baneling nest now. I think maybe Baneling is his best choice.
You can see the small little micro decisions that are happening. He could have chased the queen very easily, but instead dropped back because there could have been Zerglings just flanking around the right-hand side. He's just content with taking this expansion from here, playing pretty standard.
And this could have gone differently if that bunker was seen when it was started.
Yeah.
Because Select, he didn't pull that many SCVs with this.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, when you see a Terran committing this heavily to it, they'll have maybe 5, 6 SCVs coming. But Select SCVs over here, the ones that made the barracks. So I think Revival, he could have done a lot better if he'd just seen that bunker in construction. He could have maybe pulled drones and halted it.
But you have to also keep in mind, like, that was a 17 spawning pool after a gas, so that's really late. That's like an 18 spawning pool, right? Metabolic boost is going to be finished here. That should actually give all the necessary information to Select. Just keep making bunker Select. It's going to be a Baneling all-in. We know this because we saw in the production tab, but Select is still in the middle of trying to figure it out, I think. Although, after seeing Metabolic Boost, it could be either Roaches, it could be Zergling Baneling, or very uncommonly, it could be a Lair Tech into a Nidus play. But mainly it's Zergling Baneling or Roaches. And normally you have to sniff it out ASAP. There are the Banelings that go down.
You can do some other stuff too. I like to go 1 base and faster actually when I get 2 racks. Works pretty well. Better than you might think. I have like
no. In Wings of Liberty I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
It was just silly because it didn't matter, and then you get very rageful people. But in this position, I almost feel like Select is under-defended here. He could easily just lose. Here comes Baneling shooting on in, instantly he gets his evacuates his Marines there. Now targeting down the Banelings. Is it going to be enough? It doesn't look like it. And Select might die here. This is really tough because what does he have at home? He doesn't have any buildings, any production facilities. So at this point, I mean, if the Zerglings and Banelings stream into the main base, Select is going to be in a really uncomfortable situation.
These two Marines that are walking across the map, oh, I thought they wouldn't get there if the Speedlings kept going, but nope, they'll get back home. So I think he will be able to defend adequately, but still, I think he could have easily held that position if he just made another 2 bunkers behind the first 3.
A lot of times you scan that. You scan the main base to see what's going on, because sometimes you will go macro, other times you will just make a lot of bunkers. I definitely think Select could have won the game right there, but, I mean, as it stands right now, everything's okay. He's still pretty far ahead. Again, another Baneling bust incoming. As soon as Widow Mines start to pop out here, as soon as he gets more or additional units out here, I think he's going to be in a good position, but...
This is a position which Revival can come back from, though.
Yeah, I'm a little bit scared, though. There's the Baneling. Oh, my God. Brilliant connections with that Widow Mine. And... a lot of times I would say game over here from here. I mean, Revival very far behind. You're saying it's a salvageable position, but look, the Harvesters are 29 to 29. It's 2 orbital command centers. Just now the hatcheries are being placed down. He doesn't have a lot of larvae. He doesn't have tech.
It definitely is a tough position for Revival. But, I mean, he's not in any danger of dying in the next few minutes. So he's just going to be playing from a game in which he's very far behind us. Not one in which he is going to die very soon.
That's true.
So... I mean, although it's going to be incredibly tough considering the position he's in economically and tech-wise, I think there's still some chance that he can come back into this game.
What do you think Revival needs to do to get back? I mean, what does he have to wait for or look to go? Because I'm thinking at any time there can be a big attack. Hellions on the way, so that's a little bit scary. Should there be a roach switch, or should you just try to fend it off with, you know, maybe mass queens?
I think he just wants to use Queens and Zerglings to fend this off, and he has scouted the 3rd command center in protection with his Overlord, so he shouldn't be too afraid of any 2-base timing coming after this 2-rax play. So I think if Revival just plays defensively and makes as many drones as he can, and uses maybe the minimum amount of Queens and Zerglings to defend against any Hellions that come his way, then he can slowly start to pull himself back in the game. And it's going to be a climb, but I think it is manageable, and I've seen bigger comebacks than this before.
Okay. No, I agree. It still is a winning position for Select. I mean, that's what it comes down to. So the onus is on Select right now to do that damage to win the game, honestly. As it stands, he's just macroing normally, getting double upgrades. Doesn't have a starport just yet, but I'm sure he's going to be getting that pretty soon. Now, finally at the 3rd command center, turning that into an orbital.
What is helping Revival is you notice Select doesn't have his wall up yet as expansion, so he's hesitant to move out with any of these Hellions, which is letting Revival spread his creep kind of unopposed on the other side of the map. And he's getting the creep team was pretty far out there before anything Select is able to do about it. So that will help Revival. I'm curious if Select wants to go for a timing. He's made a decent amount of Marines, and yeah, he is going to move out now with them.
Yeah. Behind this, normally you take a 3rd base, but he hasn't motioned to do that just yet. He needs to do a lot of damage here.
I don't like this that much, Andre.
I don't either.
He's delayed his medevacs a lot, so there's no way that any of these Marines can get home.
That's the thing. Normally these pushes will come with the medevac drop, but wow, look at this, an SEV train. So again, normally you'll get SEVs whenever you're fearing, or whenever you can punish the fact there's no AoE, but Mike, there's a lot of AoE.
Only a couple Banelings, actually. I think Revival should have just pulled back in his main and made more Banelings when he saw the SDVs on the creep. And now he is doing that. It's kind of late. I think Select should go for that ramp right now.
Well, 10 Banelings on the way. There's the scan, trying to take out the first Baneling. Needs to target it down,
the
unfortunately.
Hellions go down!
He move commanded into them. Still 3 Hellions left. It could maybe do some damage, but here the Banelings come in yet again. They're going to crash on a lot of these SCVs, now going into the Marines. Revival will hold a brilliant hold so far.
Well, we were talking about how he could get back in the game on and I think that's definitely it.
34 Harvesters to 33 Harvesters to 49. And now, just like that, Select is so far behind. I mean, he went 1-1. The 1-1 I don't think was finished for that attack. He didn't have any medevacs to maintain his attack.
Nope, and I don't like that timing attack by him because, I mean, he knows Revival has had a Baneling nest up since he did that bust on the bunkers. And I mean, Banelings and Lings is all you need to defend a
Yeah,
timing attack like that.
I feel like that is a position where you will always lose. Like, there's never a chance for you to really catch your opponent off guard. That was probably the best possible situation, and even that was really, really tough. But I think the reason why he did that is because Select thinks he's a lot farther ahead. Right, that's what would make sense. I know Select is a very intelligent human being, so I think he just said, okay, I'm going to keep leaning on my opponent until he ultimately dies. Now he's in a position where he does need to do more damage. He is behind. He's behind. Look at the barracks count, only 3. He hasn't yet started his 2-2. Second armory on the way.
Oh, and he's going for another SCV pull, and this is I don't know what he's doing here, Andre. He has about 10 Marines.
It's because he thinks he's a lot farther ahead than he actually is. He killed a lot at that natural base, but he hasn't yet scouted out the 3rd or the saturation over there. It's really unfortunate. I think Select, if he knew exactly where Revival was out, he wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah,
well, that's really obvious.
I don't think there's much of a chance of
Oh,
this working.
gosh.
There's a lot of Baneling.
And now,
he even has Baneling speed.
Yeah, this is getting from bad to worse. A lot of SCVs in here. They're going to crush the Banelings! In a blink of an eye, just kill everything. And Select, losing all of his SCVs. Income tab showing 15. There it is, GG. Revival to game number 1. A little bit scary for Revival. But Select, misreading the situation,